Hey there everybody, this is PotterBrony and welcome to another blind reaction of Death Battle. This time we have Mewtwo versus Shadow. Okay, I know very little about both these characters other than that they were genetically created to be the ultimate life forms. Yeah, that's just what I've been hearing on descriptions of the characters. I know a little bit more about Shadow based on the fact that I had seen him in the old Death Battle with him versus Vegeta, and guess who won? Vegeta right here. Yeah, he's fairly powerful, pretty damn powerful, and yeah, I also know a bit of him of my blind reaction to the series of Super Mario Bros. Z. If most of that is pretty much canon as far as what his power is. I know that he was made in a lab, and there was a little dying girl involved somewhere. I don't really know. I don't really remember all the specifics as far as the old Death Battle goes, but yeah, it didn't really go all that well for Shadow. So yeah, let's just find out, see who they have win, what their stories are, what their powers are, all of that. I know that I'm going to say is I'm rooting for Mewtwo, mainly because I'm a Nintendo kid. I was born and raised on Nintendo. Well, not born and raised, I was raised on Nintendo, and yeah, Mewtwo being a Nintendo property, then going for that as opposed to the Sega property of Shadow. At least that's who I'm rooting for anyway, so don't really know enough about them to be all that invested in it. But yeah, just got home, so a little tired. And just got home and saw that this had just come out on YouTube, so why not? I guess they were waiting for it to be released at the convention there. I believe it was released at RTX or something along those lines. What's up? Anyway. Alright, enough rambling. Let's just get into it, see what they have to offer, and yeah, let's take a look. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
With Death Battle, our combatants are always excited in one way or another, whether they're a superhero
Rainbow Dash.
But these two are literally built to show up the rest of their kind. Mewtwo, the genetically engineered Pokemon.
And Shadow the Hedgehog, the ultimate life form.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a Death Battle.
Yeah, he didn't stand a chance against Vegeta though, so...
Years ago, a brilliant scientist named Dr. Fuji was working to create a brand new life form which would change the world.
That's great and all, but he had something else in mind.
Fuji hoped his experiments would help him discover a way to resurrect the person he cherished most, his deceased daughter, Amber.
With unlimited resources funded by mob money, he figured out how to clone his daughter's ball of consciousness. Because science!
But before he could finish, he had to create the most powerful Pokemon, a clone.
Alright, so this is Mewtwo's thing.
And he named him...
And there's a little girl involved too. That's
Fuji wasn't very creative when it comes to naming, but when you can create a new life form with nothing but a fossilized eyelash, you know you're a master of genetic engineering. A field I'd love to get more experience in myself.
Told you 1,000 times, Wiz, you're not gonna alter my DNA.
What are you talking about?
Always watching, Wiz. Always.
Growing up in a test tube, Mewtwo's only companions were Fuji's other test subjects, including Amber herself, through some sort of psychic link.
Amber taught Mewtwo about the sun, the moon, tears, and, you know, life stuff. Oh, and also death when she died for good right in front of him.
Worrying this may be too mentally traumatic for the still infant Mewtwo, Dr. Fuji's team erased all memory of her. Unfortunately, this left Mewtwo with a feeling of loss and confusion, and no memories to explain why.
With nothing else to do, Mewtwo decided to take out all
deep
his
for a
aggression
Pokemon
on
thing,
all
huh?
humanity. Then he turned some stupid kid into
I
show,
know.
and a bunch of Pokemon cried, and Mewtwo figured out humans aren't so bad after all.
Mewtwo is one of the most
I
powerful
don't know much
psychic
about
Pokemon. defeating its
Pokemon,
foes with
so-
the power of its mind.
Alright, wait a minute.
Just seems
Keep
oddly
calling
deep
it
for a
it.
show
Is
designed
Mewtwo a
to
guy or
sell.
girl?
Well, neither.
But then,
Technically, it's genders.
Oh. How
My
does
Little
it
Pony,
make?
same thing.
It doesn't.
Bummer. Well,
That
as far as
sucks.
It's got balls. Of ghost energy that blow holes in stadiums. Had an onslaught of undodgeable stars, multiple types of defensive shields, and a healing ability for when those shields don't quite cut it.
Alongside its other abilities, Mewtwo's favorite move is Psychic, a powerful form of telekinesis. With it, Mewtwo can effortlessly send enemies as heavy as a 500-pound Onix flying through the air.
He can even make himself fly like a Zubat out of hell.
Also, it can augment its melee combat with psychic energy or occasionally a massive spoon.
Would you say he sometimes spoons his enemies?
No, nothing about Mewtwo is ugly, especially when it uses Hyper Beam or Psy Strike, attacks so strong they can incapacitate the toughest of Pokemon in a single hit.
And when trouble comes a-knockin', Mewtwo answers the door with a badass Mega Evolution.
Mewtwo is one of the few Pokemon capable of Mega Evolving without the assistance of a trainer. As Mega Mewtwo Y, it gains enormous boosts in strength, defense, and speed.
Making
Okay.
Mewtwo powerful enough to fly into space.
I remember the
while
Mega
carrying a
Evolution
robot
from the
bug
old,
monster.
from the other
Fast
Death
enough
Battle.
to reach escape
Pokemon
velocity
versus
over
Digimon.
25,000 miles per hour, over 32 times the speed of sound.
So, really fast.
Mewtwo is so skilled in its psychic prowess, it can wipe specific memories from dozens of people at once.
On top of all that, it can survive a massive amount of abuse. Like the time it got double impaled by an alien Pokemon's tentacles. Didn't they censor that?
It effortlessly defeated most of the Pokemon champions.
Yeah,
till
but it's Japan.
including a legendary Articuno. It also teleported an entire crater lake from the top of Mount Cana. This lake is comparable to a similar body of water in the real world, Lake Kilauea, which holds over 385 million tons of water.
Wow, that's almost enough power to lift my ex-wife on buffet day.
Being a psychic Pokemon,
Almost.
it's naturally weak to bug, ghost, and dark type damage. Strange Dr. Fuji didn't pull that code out of his DNA, but whatever.
Hey, you gotta have some sort of failsafe when you're making the world's most powerful Pokemon.
Ah, yes, the ultimate failsafe against the most powerful psychic Pokemon. Bugs!
Oh,
Yeah.
God, it's a Caterpie! Get it away, Spooky!
I was not born a Pokemon, I was created. And my creators have used and betrayed me. So, I stand alone.
Years ago, a brilliant scientist
all
named
right, let's
Professor
hear about
Gerald
Shadow
Robotnik,
now.
the grandfather of Sonic's forever balding nemesis, worked to create a new life form which would change the world.
It was called Project Shadow, a covert government operation to discover the secret to immortality. Besides, like diet and exercise, because fuck that.
In Professor Gerald's case, specifically for his granddaughter Maria, who was dying as a result of neuroimmune deficiency syndrome.
Dead girl, dying
Think
girl.
about it. Project Shadow is
Created
a
in
pretty
a lab.
scary name for
Lot
a
of
program that's all
similarities.
about curing diseases and saving humanity.
Maybe it has something to do with the program's secret pact with a hive mind alien race called the Black Arms. Perhaps.
Okay.
Could be.
So what do you get when you take immortality, the cure of all diseases, and aliens, and put them all together to make the ultimate life form? You get a hedgehog.
Of course you
Shadow
do.
the Hedgehog was the first step toward a perfect future. And during his time in Gerald's space laboratory, Shadow and Maria grew very close.
Until they were separated by a bullet. Turns out the governments of the world weren't too fond of all the evil alien business, so they stormed the place, captured Shadow, and killed Maria right in front of him. 50 years later, Shadow escaped and
That's
decided to
messed
take
up.
his revenge by just killing everyone. Until he remembered Maria's last words were pretty much, "Don't be a dick," so he changed it.
Now on the side of good, Shadow dedicated himself to protecting the world from the forces of evil.
Turns out fighting the bad guys isn't too hard when you've got super strength, super speed, helped along by some awesome rocket shoes, and a bucket of deadly chaos powers.
By channeling the potentially unlimited power of the Chaos Emeralds, Shadow can enhance physical attacks, heal over time, and strike with powerful energy blasts. And with the power of Chaos Control, he can warp through space and distort time, slowing it down to a crawl, or with enough power, freezing it completely.
He's got so much power, he can only contain it all with 2 inhibitor rings around his wrists. Unless he gets all 7 Chaos Emeralds, which he can use to transform into a Super Saiyan Shadow. Super Shadow, yeah. As Super Shadow, he is completely invulnerable, can move at the speed of light, and has unlimited access to the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
Enough power to stop the
For a short
stellar
time.
collision with Earth, and to teleport
50
a
seconds.
giant comet the size of a
That's what I
city.
said.
Assuming this rock is half hollow and using the density of concrete as minimum base, this black comet must weigh at least 915 million tons.
What do you assume it's half hollow?
Shadow is powerful enough to wipe out an entire alien fleet in one blast, fast enough to reach hypersonic speeds, and strong enough to play tug-of-war with a giant space monster who is so big he uses a planet a tenth the size of our moon as a chair. Naturally, when you've got this much power, you're probably a cocky dick.
Yes, Shadow is excessively overconfident in his abilities. Also, he has a terrible memory.
This guy has spent most of his life wondering who the hell he is. And even when he does remember, he usually winds up losing his memories later anyway. To be fair, if I fell from outer space and all I lost were my memories, I'd consider it a really good day. I mean, I lose them from just falling over at the bar.
That's probably not because of the form. Also, we can't forget that the Super Shadow form only lasts so long.
Then again, when you move at light speed and have control over
Yeah, that was
space
his
and
downfall
time,
with
who
Vegeta.
cares about time limits?
Not usually a problem for the ultimate life form.
Many years ago, Professor Gerald Robotnik endowed me with the power of chaos control. A normal creature like yourself doesn't stand a chance against me.
Alright,
All right, the combatants
so
are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
let's just
It's
pause
time
it
for a death battle!
right here. Okay. I'm not sure who I'm going to be leaning towards here. And I would say Shadow because he definitely appears to be faster. They said he's like faster than the speed of light. Whereas Mewtwo can move faster than the speed of sound, yes, but not quite up there with speed as far as Shadow goes. But then Shadow doesn't really fall under any of the weaknesses that Mewtwo has. But it's not just bugs and ghost Pokemon that are weak, and that Mewtwo is weak against. I think is that he can sustain damage. It just takes a lot, apparently, is from what I'm seeing here anyway. But Shadow does seem to be one that could dish out that kind of damage. So I'm going to say, and Mewtwo also had that psychic ability. I really don't know. I'm rooting for Mewtwo, but really I can't tell who's going to win this one. I really can't. It's just. They each have advantages and they each have disadvantages, but neither one of them seems to have an advantage over the other, as far as I can tell. I mean, Mewtwo isn't as fast, but he's definitely probably smarter. I know he says he loses his memory, not his intelligence. I can't tell. So let's just say I'm going to stick with it and just root for Mewtwo. I really don't know who's going to win this one. Based on this and my almost utter lack of knowledge on the two characters otherwise. One other thing I just wanted to say first before I get into the death battle. Which one of these characters came out first? I mean, who did it for? Because I know Sonic the Hedgehog series existed before the Pokemon series. I remember that. But is Shadow a recent addition to that series? Or did Mewtwo come before him or after him? Because somebody's got to sue somebody. Their backstories are just way too similar. Let's see, created in a lab, doctor trying to save his granddaughter, who died right in front of him, and then tried to exact his revenge on humanity. Whose backstory am I talking about here? So, alright, let's just get into the death battle, see who's gonna win. Like I said, I'm rooting for Mewtwo. Not saying I have no idea, but root for Mewtwo. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and go. You look weird. A Chaos Crystal, huh?
Get away!
You are not welcome here. Leave this place.
What's your problem, freak?
I know not its name, but it is black, red, and very annoying.
Good comeback, Mewtwo. Yeah, just standing there. And a big ass spoon
Another
for some
gem?
fucking weird
What's he
reason.
doing?
Chaos!
I must know. No!
Control!
Oh. Now he knows though. Will he let you do? Super Hedgehog. Yeah. Super Shadow.
Try, monster!
Not Super
but
Saiyan at
you're
all.
Done!
Too much.
Mewtwo second form.
Chaos!
Not this time.
Super evolution thing. Yeah.
Control! Maria. Wait, where am I? Oh my god, I'm glowing! Why am I glowing?
Sayonara.
Ooh.
You know, Wiz,
Kill him with a spoon.
I don't think we ever expected to see someone die by spoon.
Yeah, Shadow may have had the advantage.
You
in
ever
her
watched,
speed and power, but this time, Brain defeated Brawn.
Mewtwo got the rundown on all
Like
Shadow's
incredibly slow
abilities simply
murder
by
with
reading
the-
his mind, giving it the knowledge it needed to counter or avoid
Yeah, I forget the
crazy
title of that
powers
thing.
like Chaos Control.
Ultimately, there was nothing really stopping Mewtwo from just taking over Shadow's mind, and its impressive durability and healing power bought it enough time to do so.
Pretty hard to win a fight when your opponent can make you forget what you're doing and who you are in an instant.
Shadow has been mind control before, and
Okay,
has
fair
always
enough.
had outside help to recover. Even while Super Shadow was physically invulnerable, this form didn't protect his mind. Like that time he fell from space, and then the worst game ever happened.
Yeah, Shadow was gonna lose, sooner or later.
The winner is Mewtwo.
God damn it, lipstick.
Next time on Death Battle.
Alright, next time. Who do we got?
Hey. Yeah?
Red versus blue?
Who'd win in a fight between Carolina and the Meta? No. Only hopeless nerds on the internet care about that kind of crap. Yeah. Why do you think I'm asking you? Just picture it. It'd be totally badass.
Hey guys, I'm Chad. I play Boomstick.
I'm Ben, I play Wiz, and next time on Death Battle, we've got something very special planned, so stay tuned. We'll be announcing it shortly.
Oh, I'm so excited. In the
Working with
meantime,
Rooster
you
Teeth
guys
on
can
this one,
watch
huh?
what Brian and I work on called Who Is?
I know you guys work
Information
together.
About characters that have had a bunch of history, but really quick and fun.
And of course, Rooster Teeth and Screw Attack First members can always watch Death Battle in DBX along with a plethora of other stuff early, so be sure to click the link below and sign up if you haven't already.
Plus, you get awesome stuff like 5% merch discounts. It's great. You can actually get a 30-day free trial by clicking the link. So
Alright. So, that was Death Battle, Mewtwo versus Shadow. So Shadow is now 0 for 2 in the Death Battle series, as I had, well, not as I had thought, as I had hoped, Mewtwo won. Yeah, that was, what was it? The extremely slow murderer with the incredibly inefficient weapon or something along those lines killed dude with a spoon. Over the course of years, though. Well, yeah. He split Shadow in half with that spoon, though. That was probably not a pleasant way to go. Yeah, I should have remembered that. Maybe I was talking, maybe I didn't pay attention enough to his mind control abilities. And Shadow was already prone to losing his memory, so wiping what Shadow was doing right in the middle of the fight, that does seem like the way to go. So yeah, Mewtwo won that one. I guess the next one's going to be something to do with Red versus Blue. I remember watching the few episodes of the first season, but never got into it. And maybe now I'm going to regret not getting into it. It's just so much more now to slog through, you know what I mean? But yeah, something to do with Red versus Blue. No idea the references of what's going on there. And yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'm just going to end this one here. Until next time, take care. Bye.